It's this place, man. Look what it takes from us. What it took from you.
The beauty of the mountains, the despair of a people. I am the Wiz. Today I am reviewing a film from Tyler Sheridan. I think he's now more popular as the showrunner for Yellowstone at this point. But he wrote a few films and he also directed a couple of films. I think the one film that he's most known for probably Sicario. Me and Zero reviewed it last year. Very good movie. And I didn't realize when I chose this movie that this was a Tyler Sheridan film. So when I started watching it and I saw who directed it, I was like, okay, this will be interesting. And I gotta tell you, I am stunned by how great this movie is. Now, before we get started with my praises of the film, this film about a game tracker and an FBI agent finding out who raped and killed a teenager, there is one issue that I want to point out in this movie, and I'm going to point it out right now so I can get on with the rest, and that is that the mystery isn't all that engaging, but I think that really is by design. If you're looking for a twisty kind of whodunit kind of film that is more about the mystery of who did it and why, this is not going to be a very satisfying film. Again, I think there's a reason why the film was done this way, because it was really supposed to be more about the despair of the people involved and the people that is in the periphery than really about the mystery of what happened. The film does make a emphasis on the people that are living on the reservation and how much they've had to endure and deal with, but also knowing they have to continue to endure all the injustices they have to go through. And honestly, the thing that makes it work really well is the beautiful visuals with the stark despair of the story. When you watch the film, there's a lot of white snow, there's a lot of mountain ranges, just a lot of big land in the film, and it really is quite striking to watch in certain scenes. The film has a very distinct look, but what's interesting about the look is not only is it beautiful to watch, but it actually helps inform the viewer of just how bad everything is there and how desperate everything is. And you see it in the characters too, but really that feeling of dread, pain, and hardship permeates throughout the entire film, and it is so palpable. You will get it overtly in some scenes involving people that have drug problems, crime problems, but you'll also get it in specific scenes with the main character, some side characters. The film just bathes you in that despair. Now, performances, I think, are a key thing in this movie. I think Graham Greene and Elizabeth Olsen put in very good supporting performances in this film. I especially like Graham Greene as Ben. I believe he is the police chief or the tribal police chief in the film. I think he does a good job. Elizabeth Olsen's very good, but the film's best performance, and really the linchpin of this film, is Jeremy Renner. I have got to say, this was a great performance by him. I think he is possibly one of the most underrated popular actors out there, because he can do a lot of charismatic and crazy performances. I think The Town would be one that I would point out, but he's really more known as like a quiet, understated actor, and he generally does quote-unquote boring characters. I mean, he's Hawkeye in the MCU. A lot of people seem to think he's a fairly boring character in the MCU, but he's actually a much more subtle actor, and in this film, he actually does an amazing job portraying the main character who has issues of his own, but is also helping to find out who raped and killed this teenage girl. A lot of cell performances deal with the eyes, the face, when showing the pain of a person. But Renner, even though he does do that somewhat in this movie, he does it more with his body language, his actions, and the way he communicates with certain characters in the film. And Renner just does an amazing job portraying this character with his hurt and his despair as the film goes on. And I've got to say, I didn't come into this film thinking that it would be this deep of a film, and I was quite surprised by how deep Wind River is. It's just a beautifully done film with gorgeous visuals and a surprisingly deep story about a people that have constant injustice happen to them and have to endure further. And that is kind of what the main character deals with too, but it really is about the deeper subtext, which I was highly surprised by. So let's get into the ratings of this film. Letterboxd users have this as a 3.8 out of 5 average. That's pretty good. Rotten Tomatoes has it at an 87 fresh, which, again, very good. And this didn't get any Oscar nominations, which I'm kind of surprised by. I'd have to look at who got nominated that year, because I would have to believe Renner was better than some of the ones that were nominated that year. And I'm giving this a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I thought this was an excellent movie. Mind you, this is a brutal film at times. It shows depiction of self-harm. There's some depictions of rape in the film. So if you can't handle that, you might want to skip this film. And the feeling of dread and hopelessness is surrounded in the film. Even at the end, when what happens, goes into a good conclusion, it still has this feeling of despair that was very palpable at the end of the film. I was really surprised by how great this movie is. So 4.5 out of 5 stars from me for Wind River. If you want to see it, it is on Pluto TV, or you can rent it wherever you want. So check that out if you're interested. Thank you for watching. Talk to you guys next time.
I'm a man of my word. You told the truth. So I'm gonna give you a chance. I'm gonna give you the same chance that you got.
Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please like it. If you didn't, please subscribe. And if you have questions or comments, go ahead and leave a comment whether you liked it or not. It just helps, you know. If you want my written reviews, you can go onto my letterbox at IamThatWiz, or you can go to my website at IamTheWiz.com. Thank you very much again for watching. See you next time.